Welcome to Ramblee.
Welcome to Ramblee.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome to Ramblee.
I am a big fan of Ramblee.
Welcome to Ramblee. This is the podcast where we have conversations and talk about topics.
Yeah.
And well, we're not on our usual schedule. We're back to normal because we've been veering off a little bit, but
Yeah.
we're back.
We've gotten more consistent in a different realm.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good realm or not, but if you know, you know. It's Dungeons and Dragons. Anyway,
If you know, you know. It's
today we have a quote of the day real quick.
mhm.
You guys got to take this one to heart because it's honestly something you should know by heart. An example, here it is, the quote. 90% of bettors quit before they win big.
You heard that right.
Thanks
That's
a
why
lot,
this video is
Coach.
sponsored by DraftKings.
So just saying, if you're about to quit on the last slot machine or that last,
You got to play one more hand of blackjack, okay?
then you just do it and you'll win big.
Yep.
Sound like Pollock.
Take that one to heart. All right, so today's episode we will be talking about news articles.
Motivational quotes.
No, as bad as that one
Hang
is.
in
Yeah.
there.
And we'll be reading news articles / current events that are kind of just odd, and we'll be
I saw that one the other day, and
Yeah.
I laughed and showed it to Riker.
exactly. There's a couple on here, so I will read them off, and you guys get to choose which one you
Okay.
want.
Disclaimer.
What's the disclaimer?
Obviously, news outlets are very biased nowadays, so if it's misinformation in your eyes, we are sorry.
Just like the quote of
Yeah.
the day.
We
Just
are-
know
Yep.
when to
Quote
not
of the
apply
day
it.
is definitely true.
And these news
Yep.
articles. All right, so we got crew aboard a U.S. bound plane discovered what the freak? Crew aboard a U.S. bound plane discovered a missing window pane at 13,000 feet.
No way.
How did they find it at that feet? Like, I feel like you noticed way before then.
Once
Well,
you
I
get,
can
like,
stick my
moving.
hand out the window. Oh,
Guys, look!
hey pilot. I think there's an issue with
Why
the
are you
window.
talking like an Indian guy? You're like, pilot, my window to open.
Yep. So these are all from npr.org. So yeah, that's where they're all coming from. They're not from us. We're not making this up. It's from here.
Take it as you
A 104-year-old woman dies before Guinness World Record can confirm her record as the oldest skydiver.
That's just sad.
She died in skydiving?
No. Before she could
Before.
set the world record for
Yeah.
for oldest woman to skydive.
Oh.
She died before they were going to set
No,
it.
that one's sad.
That is sad. That's
Okay.
really sad.
Ride passengers rescued after dangling upside down 75 feet up for half an hour on a
What?
roller coaster.
Holy cow.
So,
Where was this? Canadian amusement
Canadian
park
amusement park. There's even a freaking video here.
ride. Oh, my.
they're
just
stuck upside down.
No way. How
Just
does
For a half
laying
hour?
upside
How
down.
could someone not
For
just
30
like
minutes.
push it over?
I
It's
feel like
just-
most
What do
of
you mean
them...
push it over?
Look, it's on a pendulum. They could have just pushed the bottom.
What are
and
they
it
gonna
could-
do? Push.
No, actually, yeah.
Get
Yeah, it's
500 people to push.
Unless Riker, maybe the system just like locked up so they
yeah,
can't.
that
exactly.
could've-
But
Or else the momentum would just carry them down. They wouldn't get perfectly balanced upright.
Well, they could if it was going right, and that just had too much friction and that.
I'm
stopped.
sure it's locked.
All
I
right.
don't think it's gonna.
Yeah.
mechanically, it makes no sense. Maybe they just wanted to pull a big prank.
It's so
okay,
funny.
but
So
how
all
many
these guys-
people do you think like passed out?
All of them for 30
yeah.
minutes? Are you kidding me?
No, that's bad. Or like, I bet you they probably have brain damage now.
Literally, all their blood is inside their brain. Anyway, yeah, half an hour, my head would explode.
Yeah, that's
But we can read
terrible.
about that one.
Probably
And then the
brain
last one, I guess
injury.
Jared knows about this one.
Mhm.
Coast Guard arrests a man trying to run a giant hamster wheel across the Atlantic.
It's really funny.
What the freak? Why would you want to do that? I mean, that sounds super dope. Why
Look
was
at
he-
the thing.
why
It
was-
looks
Yeah.
sick.
Why was he
It's sick.
arrested for it?
Dude, look at how many miles he went out there. I can't remember the exact number.
We can
it's
read
like,
it.
It's like 26 miles or something like that.
Do you want me to? Which one are we choosing?
Hamster wheel.
Hamster
We went to
wheel.
the- oh, there's
'Cause
one more.
actually
I
know
lied.
a little bit.
Nearly 200 bodies recovered from a Colorado funeral home accused of improper storage.
What?
Rough day.
At a funeral home, 200 bodies were just recovered, just there.
How?
They were decaying.
I feel like if you're a funeral home, you want to just get them in the ground as quick as you can.
Yeah, well, these guys didn't for
It's
probably
like the
fetish
aroma
reasons.
or something. Oh,
I have no idea. It could be that way.
That's kind of crazy.
We can read that one too. So there is 5 or 6 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
okay.
We can do.
There is 5 or 6. I can't count.
Okay, which one? Grandma? You got Grandma.
Hamster
Florida
wheel.
man
Hamster
runs to
wheel.
the berm, which is what is this? Florida man runs somewhere in that huge hamster wheel.
Yep, that hamster wheel.
All right, we're
We're
doing
doing
hamster wheel.
wheel.
Okay,
Hamster wheel is very cool.
let's get some
I
honest
actually know
reactions.
this
This
one.
is live reactions.
Mm-hmm.
Except
We're
that
here.
I already know.
All right, and Jared sent it to me, so I already know. But
Why are we reading it then?
Because
it's
a
funny.
funny story,
All right,
and you get my live
All right.
reaction.
You want me to read it
reading
for you?
again?
sure. Jared's
Since
got it. Mhm.
We can get Trace's honest reaction.
Yep, I'm ready. Game face.
Try as he might, Reza Baluchi can't reach his destination without running afoul of the U.S. Coast Guard. The key problem is his vessel, a giant floating hamster wheel made of buoys and wire, self-propelled by Baluchi running inside.
Belushi, that's his name.
If that's how you
Yeah,
pronounce
Baluchi.
it. Baluchi, who lives in Florida after being
Of course he
granted
lives in Florida. Continue.
asylum from Iran, was
What?
Wait, what?
after being granted asylum from Iran.
Granted asylum from What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Like who lives in Florida after being granted asylum from Iran. I have no idea what that means.
All right.
Maybe you guys know.
Yeah,
Maybe we're
if
just
you know,
brain dead.
Those are big
Good
words.
for you. Was taken in by the Coast Guard last week aboard his vessel following several days of back and forth with the authorities.
He's just like no, and keeps running her in his
It's
hamster
literally
wheel.
what he did.
Was he a criminal or something? Is that why? He is?
Yes.
Oh my.
So
So he was
basically
probably in an
from-
insane asylum or something.
from what I remember, he's kind of crazy. He's tried to do this before on a different vessel.
What the
And
freak is?
but he was like threatening to blow himself up or something with a bomb. So
Yeah.
that's why they had to arrest him. At least that's what I remember, but let's keep reading.
He's just in a hamster wheel because it's fun.
Yeah,
for
because he
kicks
wants
and
to
giggles.
cross the Atlantic, and I guess.
A hamster wheel.
I guess so.
That's
I mean,
fair.
like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
on-
kind of want to
yeah,
try to
support the
cross like a
dream.
big lake in a hamster wheel.
Honestly, that's fair. I'd do that.
Yeah. All right.
Continue.
According to a criminal complaint filed in the U.S. District Court in South Florida, the Coast Guard cutter Valiant came across Baluchi and his homemade vessel about 70 nautical miles.
Nautical.
Wow.
So that's 70. East of Tybee Island on August 26th, as the Coast Guard was preparing for Hurricane Franklin. So he was literally out there 70 miles in the ocean when a hurricane was on its way.
What? He was 70 miles out of the ocean.
Like out into, yeah. Like off of land. He's 70 miles in.
How did
Honestly,
you get that far?
I wonder how safe the hamster
You
wheel is
what?
because it can't like capsize.
No. It's,
Is it
So-
just made out of floaties and stuff?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
just made out of buoys and like little
I-
paddles.
I imagine
What a dog! But what
if
the
it's
H was
if
he
it's
doing
that
70
buoyant,
miles
it'd
out?
probably be kind of fun to be there during a hurricane.
Yeah,
honestly,
a little bit.
Yeah,
Except I think you might get blown like into land, possibly.
yeah,
because what are the dangers?
But the
of a
waves are
hurricane?
huge.
yeah. Like you just,
I feel like
and you're not like going under because those
What's the-
buoys are gonna hold you up.
What's the dangers of a hurricane if you're in
A-
water? Is it just gonna fling you out and suck
definitely
you up?
waves. I feel like a wave would crash over it, and then you'd kind of like get stuck. I mean, obviously it'd bring you back up, but maybe
Yeah.
you'd drown from that. I don't know.
Huh.
And honestly, those waves so powerful, like they'd probably just break it.
Yeah,
It have to.
true.
And then you'd just drown. So I guess drowning, maybe. That's the most logical. Anyways,
Very logical.
he told officers his destination, London, England, more than 7,000 miles away.
he had a destination.
hmm
What a
He
dog!
probably had a little compass too.
Yeah.
Imagine.
He's
He's
way.
looking at the North Star and he's like pointing,
You guys are-
navigating.
You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. Bellucci was asked for the vehicle's registration. He said it was registered in Florida, but that he couldn't find the registration according to the complaint. You have to register
Let
your
me open the
hamster wheel,
glove
guys.
box.
He makes one out of buoys.
Oh my heck. The Coast Guard assessed Bellucci's vessel, known as a hydropod, and determined he was conducting a manifestly unsafe voyage, according to Coast Guard Special Agent Michael Perez, in the complaint, which does not identify Bellucci's starting point.
So they don't know where he started?
Apparently not.
Got out there.
Yeah. The officers then approached Bellucci in a small boat and instructed him to join them. They were ending his voyage due to it being unsafe. Bellucci replied that he had a 12-inch knife and would attempt to kill himself if the officers attempted to remove him from his vessel, according to the complaint.
They should just poke holes in
I'm
the
sorry.
buoys and
Yeah, facts. And then
So
drown
wait,
him or something. The officers returned
to kill himself? Oh, that
to
wasn't
the
funny.
cutter and stayed nearby. What?
I laughed really hard when he said a
12-inch
12-inch knife, and then you said, and kill himself, and I was laughing. I take that back.
I also
take
didn't.
that
I didn't
back.
hear him.
So he just
Sure, it's a-
he
hear him.
really wanted to complete this voyage. He wanted to go so badly that if the
He'd take his
the
own
U.S.
life.
Coast Guard pulled him out of his vessel, he threatened to. Oh yeah. Threatened to kill himself, but he does it again. When the officers tried again over the next day or so to get Bellucci to join them on the small boat, Bellucci displayed 2 knives and threatened to hurt himself if officers
He
boarded
pulled
his
out
vessel.
Two
Bellucci
knives.
also threatened to blow himself up along with his vessel. The officers saw him
What is
holding
wrong
wires.
with this man?
The officers saw him holding wires in his hand and believed him, the complaint says. So really, he didn't have a bomb. He just threatened it, and that's why they arrested him.
It's just like a
He's got the
winding of
wires.
copper wire, and he's like,
Guys, I got a bomb! I got a bomb! I got a bomb!
I have a bomb.
What a guy.
Should we be laughing about this or
uh,
not? I feel like we're allowed to because of how ridiculous this
He
Yeah.
guy
he-
is.
What did?
I'm
they
going to
just-
laugh. Freedom of speech. First Amendment. Look it up.
Is it actually the First Amendment?
Do you not know the First
No.
Amendment?
Is it that?
Do you not know every amendment,
No.
Trace, by heart?
I had to memorize all of them.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe it.
Okay, anyways.
Zoom.
The following day, a second Coast Guard cutter named Campbell arrived and sent a small boat to Bellucci to deliver food, water, and word that the hurricane was expected. Bellucci refused again to leave his vessel and told the officers that the bomb wasn't real.
Way to come clean, Bellucci.
The bomb wasn't real, guys. On August 29th, the Campbell once more sent a small boat and this time was able to safely remove Bellucci from his floating hamster wheel.
'Cause
Bel-
he was. Oh, he had food, huh? Never mind.
I guess so. Bellucci was brought ashore in Miami Beach last Friday, where he was released on $250,000 bond. While his case is underway, he's barred from travel outside the Southern District of Florida and may not go to the ocean or board a vessel on the ocean, a special condition added to his bond agreement.
How did he agree to that? How did you switch up after being that destined?
Dude, he didn't. They made
They
sure.
made him?
They said
Oh, I thought
may
he
not
had to
go
agree to
aboard
it.
on the ocean.
It was not his first try.
Yeah, it was not his first try. This was far from Bellucci's first encounter with the Coast Guard. He has attempted voyages in a similar homemade vessel in 2014, 2016, and 2021, all of which resulted in USCG intervention, Perez notes. Bellucci is a man of big dreams and unorthodox methods. Not long after arriving in the U.S., he was profiled in the New York Times as he began a quest to run across the country, Forrest Gump style. He reportedly finished the coast-to-coast journey not once, but twice.
So he's a dog?
He is a dog. He
What?
ran across the freaking country.
What a dog.
Wow. He was...
What a man.
This guy's actually cool. He was also the focus of a short documentary from Vice about Bellucci's 2014 and 2016 attempts to travel from Boca Rosa, Florida, FLA, Florida, I don't know, to Bermuda, a distance of more than 1,000 miles by running inside his homemade floating bubble.
This guy's just got
He's on
big
crack.
dreams.
He's just cool. In the video, Bellucci explains his motivation in using unusual means of travel. If you drive a boat, nobody cares. Bubble, nobody did it before.
Quote of the day.
Facts.
Yeah, I changed it.
Todd Gogshaw, formerly of the U.S. Coast Guard, recalled what happened during the 2014 attempt, which he called by far the most bizarre case that I was involved with. One of our sectors, Sector Miami, got a call from a concerned boater that there was a man in a bubble that was lost and was asking for directions to Bermuda.
Imagine, where's Bermuda?
Bermuda. As a guy, it's like muffled because he's in a ball. Cogshell told Vice it became really obvious really fast that he wasn't a sailor.
Boom.
Didn't know the ocean, and was unequipped to do what he was attempting to do. He referred to it as a hamster wheel of doom. Cogshaw remembered adding that temperatures could get up to 120 degrees inside the bubble, and that Bellucci was more likely to get pushed to England or swept into a swirling eddy in the middle of the Atlantic than make it from Florida to Bermuda. The Coast Guard tried to take him in, but he didn't want to go, Cogshell said, and stayed with him for a day or so before leaving him be. A day or two later, a cold front knocked the bubble on his side, so Bellucci set off what's called a spot device, and the Coast Guard went and rescued him.
So we had a little tracker?
Yeah. Bellucci said he turned on the beacon accidentally. The captain of the port of Miami ordered Bellucci not to attempt to travel to Bermuda in his bubble. Bellucci tried again in 2016. This time the Coast Guard came upon Bellucci, told him they were terminating his voyage for being manifestly unsafe and that he should embark their boat.
Free Bellucci, dude. Free Bellucci.
Make me crazy, Bellucci is seen telling the Coast Guard officers. I've been 5 years do this thing. They stop me every time. They save my life. I don't need it. Save my life. I don't need it.
So
he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Some
talk very.
I don't know. He told the officers that he had 5 or 6 lights and 2 life jackets.
Yep.
Okay. I have a GPS. I have a laptop too. Watch movie.
Okay, question. What would he be watching? Guess. Anybody? What would a man like that who's traveling across the world, what would he watch?
Probably Forrest Gump.
That is fair.
Or, because that's his, man. Or, what's the one about the
Who?
cross-country team?
McFarland?
Yeah, McFarland USA.
USA. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. All right, continue.
He's definitely watching a motivational movie.
He's watching David Goggins' motivational videos while he's on his voyage.
To watch movie. Dude, he literally said, I have a
movie.
laptop, and they put in 2. He literally said, I have a laptop, watch movie.
They had that put in the 2.
I have a laptop. Watch movie.
Bellucci protested, but the officers said his voyage was unsafe, and based on the captain of the port order and his physical condition, the officers hauled him in. Well, I opened up your Instagram, my bad. And they sank his bubble as a hazard to navigation.
No, not the bubble.
They sink my bubble. Bellucci told Vice. No more bubble I have. With it sank all of his supplies. Cogshell said the cost to taxpayers for the Coast Guard response was about $144,000. Oh my word.
I have no bubble.
Oh,
no bubble.
No more bubble. He has also tried for New York. In 2021, Bellucci's redesigned hamster wheel made headlines when it came on shore in Flagler County, Florida. Body cam footage shows his interaction with the responding officers from the Flagler County Sheriff's Office.
Do they have a video of it?
Not on
Not
this.
on the public?
No. Where are you supposed to land? The officer asks. I'm going to New York, Bellucci says, his giant hamster wheel on the beach behind him. Did you start on a bigger vessel? The officer asked Bellucci. Officer asks. Bellucci looks at him blankly and says, huh? Where were you on a bigger vessel, or is this all you have? The officer asks. This is all I have, says Bellucci. Bellucci now faces charges of obstruction of boarding and violation of a captain of the port order. Whether it will be enough to keep Bellucci on land remains to be seen. Dream no coming after you, Bellucci told Vice. You must follow your dream.
Bellucci is just Yoda.
Facts.
Trace. This guy's cool though. He ran coast to coast twice.
That's impressive.
That is so cool.
But like,
Wait.
he's obviously got special needs.
Australian
I didn't mean
police
autistic, guys.
charge
I
a
take that
woman
back.
with 3 murders and alleged mushroom poisoning.
Yeah, that one's weird. Don't read that one out loud. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you already read it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Man.
Why scientists are
Reanimating spider corpses for research. All right. Summary. Bellucci a dog. For real,
He's
real.
so cool. Like, kind of funny, kind of goofy, very
Kind of
goofy,
a
not
goober.
kind of goofy, very goofy.
But a dog.
He is.
Free Bellucci.
He's so
Free Bellucci.
Free
determined.
Bellucci.
Someone should just like fund his adventure.
He's too determined.
Yeah, like he wants
They
this.
honestly
he
should have
wants this
just let
so
him die
bad.
in his bubble.
That'd
I
be
know
the
it's
worst way
sad,
to
but-
go. Yeah.
Well,
but
he-
what if he makes
Dude,
it?
I
though?
can guarantee that would be lit. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee that he would want to die in his bubble. Like, honestly.
Yeah. Of the bubble and the hamster wheel, I think the hamster wheel is cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, they're kind of the same.
Yeah.
But they're just different.
Oh wait, I guess
And-
the hamster wheel's different. The hamster
It's
wheel's
like
not.
a
A
I
bubble.
imagine the bubble has.
It was like
a-
plastic bubble with.
it
It
can
still looked like
pop.
the hamster wheel,
Mhm.
but just with a bubble instead of a cage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like the buoys, you're not gonna pop a buoy, but you could definitely pop a plastic ball.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yeah, someone should fund this guy
Well, somebody
and get him access so
Sponsor
that
Free
he
Bellucci
can.
and get him
I
on the
feel like
he
podcast
can
so we
travel.
can talk about.
Facts. I want to hear his English. Also, Mark Rover should just like make him a real good hamster ball.
Dude,
Yeah.
That would actually,
that
like,
would
work.
actually make
Get
it.
permission from the Coast Guard.
And then all you
They
guys
can just like follow behind him, kind of far, so he feels alone, but just like
yeah,
keep
with
an
like
eye
a
on him.
helicopter
yep.
and like
And then if something bad happens to him, then his little contraption doesn't pollute the ocean. But if he
If he's that
succeeds, then
determined,
that's just an amazing
let him
story.
do it.
Yeah.
Dude, be the first man to cross the
Atlantic
Atlantic
on a hamster.
on a hamster ball.
I think it's funny that he was like, dang, I didn't make it to Bermuda. Dang, I didn't make it to New York.
Just run
You
it
know
back.
what? 4,000 miles.
Let's run it
London.
back. Run it back.
London.
All right. I think we have enough time for a second.
Yeah, I want to go another one.
Yeah, if you want to.
I feel like
Viewers, I hope that was enjoyable.
I thought it was enjoyable.
Yeah,
It was
we were-
enjoyable for me to reread it.
Yeah, let's do this
Do you want to do
one.
the crew
Yeah,
aboard a
I'm
plane discovered a
intrigued.
missing plane? You want to?
I want to read it again. I like reading. All
Let 'em
right.
cook.
So this is the plane one. A U.S. bound plane took off from London. Hey.
Dude,
It had Bellucci on it. He was coming back
He
from
actually
his
made
hamster wheel expedition. A U.S. bound plane took off from London last month with 4 damaged window panes, including four, including
it. How
two
did
that
happen? Birds?
birds. I don't know, including 2 that were completely missing, according to UK
So,
air accident
Pause,
investigators.
pause. It's a vacuum inside the freaking airplane, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
When you
people
get
could
up-
have got. Dude, they hand you your peanuts, they fly out the window. I guess so. No, that's crazy. No one was injured by the window malfunctions, which appear to have been caused by high power lights used in a film shoot. The
So
UK
the lights
What?
just melted it?
Did the lights break? What?
What?
The-
Wait, read that again.
No one was injured by the window malfunctions, which appear to have been caused by high power lights used in a film shoot.
Huh.
How does that
Those
even
are some
make sense?
very powerful
That makes
lights.
no sense. Reported in a special bulletin published on November 4th. The aircraft departed from London's Stansted Airport on the morning of October 4th, carrying 11 crew members and 9 passengers. That's a small plane.
11 crew members and 9 passengers.
There's more crew members than passengers, all of whom are employees of the tour company or the aircraft's operating company.
So this wasn't like a big plane, it was just a small one?
I guess it was just a small one, and it was like employees of the companies.
So I'm guessing no one was just close to that window, and they just didn't.
Yeah, how do you
Dude,
know?
They didn't question the raging wind noise.
They're like,
The
they're
vacuum that they were inside
13,000
of?
feet
Yeah,
up. They're like,
they're
dang,
like
dude,
high
my
up,
peanuts keep
the
flying out the
seatbelt
window.
sign comes off, and then they're like, I gotta go
Do you think-
investigate
do you
this noise.
Do you think they
Obviously,
asked?
I can't hear 'cause
do-
it's so loud.
Do you think they asked somebody who rolled down the window?
Hey, roll your window back up.
Gosh.
It's like the bus.
Yeah.
Put that window back up.
All right.
Cold in here.
The report states, without elaborating on the tour company, the single-aisle aircraft, an Airbus A321, can seat more than 170 passengers. No, it's a big plane. But the small group of passengers were all seated in the middle of the cabin.
That makes more
Just-
sense.
ahead of the
were
overwing
just
exits.
far away
They
from
were just
it.
far away. 'Cause I feel like you'd have to be brain dead to not know that there's
Yeah.
Must.
a window.
The
wherever you
missing windows weren't discovered until the plane was climbing at an altitude of 13,000 feet, according to the AAIB report. Several passengers recalled that after takeoff, the aircraft cabin seemed noisier and colder than they were used to. Investigators wrote a crew member walked towards the back of the aircraft where he spotted a window sill flapping
Imagine
on
he
the
just
left
gets
side of the
sucked
aircraft.
out.
On the left side of the aircraft. Yeah, facts. The window pane appeared to have slipped down, the reporter reads. He described the cabin
Flips
noise
down?
as loud enough to damage your hearing.
Man.
Duh.
As the plane approached 14,000 feet, the pilots reduced speed and stopped their ascent. An engineer and co-pilot went back to take a look at the window and agreed the aircraft should turn around immediately.
Imagine if they just duct taped it and called it good and went all the way
Gosh, bro.
to their destination.
That would be
Insane.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. The plane landed safely back at Stansted after 36 minutes of total flying time, during which the plane had remained pressurized
normally.
Sorry, I don't know why I could not read that. Investigators wrote. After inspecting the plane from the ground, the crew discovered that a second window pane was also missing and a third was dislodged. A fourth window appeared to be protruding slightly from its frame.
I wonder if it was a light from the employees that was.
Those
Oh, it
windows
shows
are
a picture of
supposed
the
to
lights. Hold on.
have like
Oh.
I think those
they
are
have
the lights.
so
Oh,
much pressure
were
on them. So how can they
lights
just
from
like
outside.
slip off or?
Dude, I don't know.
They must have, like,
One shattered
melted.
window pane was later recovered from the runway during a routine inspection. The windows may have been damaged by high-power floodlights used during filming the day before the flight, according to the AAIB's assessment.
That makes way more sense.
The lights, which were intended to give the illusion of a sunrise, were placed about 20.
Just the sun on a light. It's literally that bright. Sorry.
That's crazy.
That was dumb.
They were placed about 20 to 30 feet from the aircraft, shining on first the right, then the left side of the of the craft for over 9 hours in total. The foam liner had melted away from at least one of the windows, and several window panes appeared to have been warped by the thermal heat. So they just got so hot that they broke.
melted.
A different level of damage by the same means might have resulted in more serious consequences, especially if window integrity was lost at higher
How the
differential pressure.
How the heck does a window melt that easy? And
There-
that window
dude,
is-
there must be like just giant lights that are really hot.
Yeah, but how does a window that they put on a plane melt that easy? I feel like
I
you
don't
gotta
know.
have very strong windows on
Yeah,
a plane
right?
because that's a hazard if not. Well, I guess that's a lesson learned now.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the passengers, you run the risk of being like altitude sickness, getting that high that fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh-huh. All right,
got-
continue.
A different level of damage by the same means might have resulted in more serious consequences, especially if window integrity was lost at a higher differential
What
pressure.
if it like imploded or something?
I just read to the part that I stopped. Like the submarine. All right. The AAIB wrote the agency had not returned a call from the NPR by the time of publication. In 2018, Southwest passenger Jennifer Riordan was fatally injured after being partially sucked out of a window of a plane window that was smashed by shrapnel from an exploded engine.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Yeah, several cracked airplane windows have made headlines in the years since, but aviation experts maintain that the risk of being injured or killed in such a scenario is still rare. So apparently, plane windows break. I feel like that's something that should not break, like ever.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Bulletproof
If it's put on
glass.
a freaking plane, it better be the most indestructible thing ever.
Yeah.
Because that's gotta be a hazard.
That is just crazy.
In my opinion.
I don't know
I don't
nothing
know
about
nothing about
planes,
either.
but
I'm not a pilot.
I would
really,
not feel safe on that.
aircraft
Yeah,
engineer.
who knew?
Dude, that's crazy.
That sucks for that lady.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't on that plane.
Good.
It was on a different plane.
Because it said in 2018, but this one was just recent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
There's a couple current events.
Yeah.
go read for yourself. You're missing out on a whole lot of bullshit. So
Yeah, sorry, we didn't have more entertaining ones. Just
But
teasing. The hamster wheel one was crazy.
that one was
Yeah.
That was
insane.
so funny.
Literally insane.
I read it from a different news outlet, and it was not as near of a good article
that
as that one was.
Maybe they made it a little more
Better.
better.
Yeah,
But-
must have.
Anyway, thank you,
Sick.
Ramblee.
Yep.
We are
Thank you for
out.
listening.
Thank you for listening. We're back to normal
Normal-ish
episodes. Let us know
episodes.
what you want. Let us know if you still want D&D or if you want
Well,
Mhm.
actually, I don't think you have a choice. We're just gonna finish it.
probably.
Yeah, we'll finish the current D&D campaign, and then
If-
if you guys
want
really
more,
really
then
want
you gotta
it,
say
then we
something.
can do another one.
Go
Yeah.
follow our Instagram at Ramblee_podcast
And our TikTok.
at Ramblee_podcast. I think also. Go
Yep.
follow us there. Yep. See
Good
ya.
stuff. Bye.
Roll the
Bye.
outro.
Wow.